welcome to Songbirds Creations, Crochet and More. My name is Margaret and I'd like to welcome you into the Songbird's Nest. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome in. I appreciate you all so very much. If you're new here, welcome to you as well. I hope you enjoy what you see today and will decide to subscribe. At the very least, I do ask that you give me a thumbs up and give me a like. Those are really important to help my channel grow. Today I am going to be doing a tutorial for the BYOB Block Party. It's a block party that I am working on with Kim at Fortunate Creations as well as Amber at JB's Crochet. And each week we are doing a themed block. October's theme is Halloween or fall. So this week I am offering a Halloween block, and he actually shows up pretty well on camera. This is what I'm calling my Skully Block. He is obviously a Halloween block. If you look on the community tab, I did post a graph showing the giving you the graph for this pattern. So let me go ahead and turn my camera around and we can get started. Okay, so here I have the graph for the Skully Block. And what I've done is I've gone along the bottom and put little ovals into the blocks just to indicate how many chains we are going to be using for this. So if you've never done filet crochet before, it is really easy to do. It looks intimidating because it has a graph, but believe me, it's really easy to do. So on this graph, you'll see these open squares and you'll see the colored in squares. For the open square, each open square is created by chaining one, skipping one chain, and double crocheting. So you're chaining one, skipping the one in the chain below, and double crocheting. And then from there you just chain one, skip one, double crochet. And you just keep doing that down along the row. So for this, we are going to work a starting chain of 31. So let's go ahead and do that. One, two, three. And I am using, for this project, I am using a 4-weight yarn. This is the Premier Just yarn. I bought several of the pound skeins at my Dollar Tree. So yeah, that's the yarn I'm using. And I'm using a size J clover hook. So you can use whatever size yarn and hook you prefer. It's totally up to you. So let's go ahead and get started. So we need 31 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, at this point we have our 31 chains. Now what we will need to do is count back from this chain 7 to the 7th chain from the hook. So we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we want to do our first double crochet right into that chain space. Then we are going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. And we are just going to continue that for this entire row. Sorry for any background noise. My hubby is getting ready to go to work. I may have gotten an extra chain. Let me just check. I have an extra chain. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that extra out of there. There we go. All right, so that creates row 1. Okay, at this point we want to chain 1 and go ahead and turn our work. So at this end of the row, normally what people do to start double crochet rows is chain up 3, and in this case we would chain up 4 because it's going to be an open block on the end. But I am not real fond of chain stitch at the beginning of a row. I don't think it looks that nice. So I'm going to show you guys a really nice way of starting a double crochet row that I really like. And what that is a stacked single crochet. So you have done your chain 1 to turn. So you just go right back into that very same stitch and pull up your loop and complete a double crochet. Now what you're going to do is work right back in to that double crochet, pull up a loop, complete a double crochet. And that to me looks a whole lot closer in looks to what a double crochet looks. See, down here below it we have a double crochet. Here we have the chain 1 and we have the stacked single, and it looks a whole lot like a double crochet. I also feel like it gives you a stronger edge than what a chain 3 does. So at this point we go ahead and chain 1 and we work back across the row, doing the same thing we did in the previous row, just chaining 1 and working a double crochet right back into the double crochet in the row below. Okay, and we are here to the end of our row, so basically we skip one chain here and we work our double crochet into the very next chain loop and complete our double crochet. Then we are going to chain one, turn our work, and start our row. Now you can start your row however you like. If you like the chain 3 rather than for your starting double crochet, that's fine. In this case, because we are doing blocks, you would do a chain 4 at the beginning, but I'm going to do the stack double and one chain and complete my double crochets there. Now, looking at our pattern, you will see that the third row we've got some solid blocks here. So what the solid blocks basically indicate is that you are going to fill these blocks in with double crochets. So basically this one you're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks open, and then this one here, and then you're going to work a double crochet into that block, a double crochet into that double crochet there, a double crochet into that space, so basically you're going to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets all in a row, and then you'll go back to working your open blocks. So let's go ahead and work that. So we're going to do our 5 blocks. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this counts as our first double crochet of those 7. So this is 1, and you work right into that open space in your block. So that's 2, work into the next double crochet, 3, work into the next open block, that's 4, work into the next double crochet, that's 5, work into the next open block, that is 6, and into the next double crochet, and that is 7. So you'll see we have our 7 double crochets all in a row. And then we just finish out our row with open blocks, just like we began it. Now this graph doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed because it is a balanced design. So, you know, either side that you work from, it's going to come out the same. Then we are going to chain 1 and turn, work our stacked single, chain 1. Now on this row you'll see that we start out with 4 blocks. So we're going to work 4 open blocks, then you see we have 1 closed block, so we work a double crochet in there and a double crochet in the top of that other double crochet. Then we have 3 open blocks. So we go back to chaining 1, skipping 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And then we make our next solid block. And then we go back to doing our open blocks for the remainder of the row. Alright, chain 1 and turn. And in this next row, we go back to having 5 open blocks and 3 closed blocks, and then 5 open. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we work our 3 closed blocks. 1, 2, and 3. Then we go back to making our last open blocks for this row. Whoops, I forgot to chain 1. And chain 1 and turn. So I don't know how well you can see it on the white background, but you can see that we basically have done his mouth. So let's continue. All right, so on this row, once again, we are going to do our 4 open blocks, 2 closed, 1 open, 2 closed, and 4 open. So there's our 4 open. Now to make 2 closed blocks, you would be doing a total of 5 double crochet. Then we're going to do 1 open block, so we're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet, work into the next. Then we are going to do 5 double crochet total again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 more open blocks. Okay, chain 1 and turn. So now we've just worked his nose. So on this next row, we are going to be working 3 open blocks, 1 closed, 2 open, 1 closed, 2 open, 1 closed, and 3 open. So we've done our 3 open blocks. Now we're going to do 1 closed block. Now we are going to do 2 open blocks, 1 closed block, two open blocks, one closed block, and 3 open blocks to finish out our row. Chain 1 and turn. And this next row will be exactly the same as the previous row. So we're just going to work three open blocks, one closed block, two open blocks, one closed block, two open blocks, one closed block, and finishing out our row with 3 open blocks. Chain 1 and turn. Now on this row, we're basically kind of finishing out the top of the skull. So once again, we are going to start our row with 3 open blocks. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to just work double crochets right across 7 blocks here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there we have 7 closed blocks. And to finish out our row, we will do 3 open blocks. Oops. Chain 1 and turn. And this row will be exactly the same as the previous row. So work 3 open blocks. Oops. And then the 7 closed blocks, so you're just going to double crochet right across all the double crochets from the previous row. And then work our last 3 open blocks to finish out our row. Chain 1 and turn. Now on our next row, we are going to be working in 1 block from what we did on the previous row. So we're going to have 4 open blocks, 5 closed, 4 open. So there's 1, 2, 3, and as you know, you skip 1, double crochet into the next to create your open block above that closed one, and then we work our closed blocks. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we do another open block here at the end of those, and our last 3 to complete the row. Chain 1 and turn. And the next row, once again, we take another step in to complete the top of his skull. So we're going to be working 5 open, 3 closed, and 5 open. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open blocks, and now we work our 3 closed, and then we work our next 5 open. Chain 1 and turn. And now we are back up to the end of our pattern. So we will be just working 2 rows of open blocks to finish it out. I am going to go ahead and complete these last 2 rows off camera because I'm sure at this point you probably understand how to go about doing the open blocks. So I will meet back up with you just as soon as I get these last 2 rows done. Okay, so I've got my last 2 rows finished, and you can see that we have our skull design. So at this point I am just going to work a single crochet border around the perimeter of this. So what I will be doing is putting into the corner space, I'm going to put a single crochet, chain 1, and work a single crochet, and that will be done in each corner, and then just work a single crochet into each open space. So I'm considering the stitches, the double crochets or the chains along the edge as a stitch. So I'm treating it just as if it were the blocks going across the row this way. So I'll work 1 into the open space and 1 into the top of the stitch. Work a single crochet into the open space, 1 in the top of the stitch. Okay, now I'm down here to the beginning chain. So you remember that we had all those chain stitches at the very beginning. So we're going to treat that just as if it were a double crochet here and then our chain space. So here's our corner. So we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet right back into that same stitch, and then we'll do a single crochet into this space, single crochet down here, and just work that right on across the bottom loop of that beginning chain. So you can see that I'm working into the space where there is a space, and where there's a stitch, I'm working into that bottom loop. And here we are at our very first chain of the project, so which is also our corner. So we're going to do a single crochet here, chain 1, single crochet to make the turn around the corner. And as you see, I have a tail here, so I am going to, whoops, tear out my row. So what I'm going to do is where that tail is, I'm just going to grab hold of that and hold it right next to the edge of the row and catch it under my row of single crochet. So now that we've made the corner, we single crochet in the space, and then single crochet into the top of the stitch, and we work this just the same as the other side all the way down our edge. And once you've caught your tail in for about 6 or 8 stitches, you can just let it flop. We can just clip that off at the end. And here we are back to a corner. So we're going to go ahead and work into that very first stitch of that row, single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet to make our corner. And then we will just single crochet into the space and into the top of each double crochet. And here we are back to our very first single crochet of this row. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to join. And I think that I might need another row of single crochet just to straighten this edge up a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet back up with you once I do that. I'm going to go ahead and complete it off camera. Now, if you want to do a different type of border than what I've done, if you want to do something a little fancier, you could do like a spiky border or a shell border, whatever you'd like to do. It's totally up to you. So let me go ahead and finish up this last round of single crochet off camera, and I will meet back up with you once I have the block all done. So everybody, I have gone ahead and finished my Skully block, and this is, let me go ahead and move my camera back a little bit. This is what it looks like finished. Really kind of looks good on my orange t-shirt. You can really see it. So you've got this block done and you're going, okay, so it's a cool block, but what do I do with it? Well, there are a few things you could do with it. Because it does look good on a dark background, what you could do is make up 4 of them and sew them onto a dark piece of fabric and use it to make a pillow topper. You could crochet a few of them, put them all together, and make them into a wall hanging. What I'm thinking about doing, because my living room walls, they're not quite this color orange, but my living room walls are orange, so this would really make a neat wall hanging for Halloween. And I have a dowel hanging around that has 2 ball-shaped finials, one on either end, and I was thinking I could just sew this to the dowel with some loops at the top and, you know, put a hanger on it and hang it on the wall. Another thing, if you'll notice, light shines through pretty well, and you know, the block does show up that way too. So you could do the same thing and hang this in a window, and that'd be kind of fun and spooky, especially at night with light coming out from behind it. That would look pretty neat. So I hope that you will give this a try. I hope that you will give filet crochet a try. I will let you know that if you go out to Pinterest, there are just a ton of filet crochet graphs out there. So now that you know the basics, you can take one of those graphs and run. If you type in Halloween filet crochet, it's going to bring you all kinds of cool Halloween designs. There's pumpkins, there's ghosts, there's black cats, there's skulls, there's all kinds of just really neat filet crochet patterns out there. So go take a look, have fun, make this block, and once again I want to say thank you all for coming in and spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you give me a like. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel if you're not already there. And I will see you again soon. I just want to remind everybody before you go to strive to be happy, put love out into the world, and go out and create something wonderful. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. I'll see you again really soon. Take care.